I need to make like a greeting or something. Anyway, guys, welcome to the video I'm making today, and it's not a review. We're going to talk a little bit about the episode 22. Some people have been creating some plot holes. Shout out to Geekdom about episode 22, and I think that people have been mistaking certain plot holes for not plot holes. Now, before I go and continue with this conversation, we're going to talk about the point of the video in a second. I just want to preface it this. It seems like as a Dragon Ball fan, certain people in the community have found ways to, let's say, bullshit the things that Toei or Akira Toriyama messes up, like where Cell lost the top half of his body and then fans were like, oh, he can move his nucleus, even though there's no proof to that. But that's our way of covering up their mistakes so that it doesn't seem completely nonsensical. The thing about Dragon Ball is it's not perfect. Akira Toriyama was not a genius writer by any means of remembering things, and we still love it. But you could equate this video and all these discussions to covering Dragon Ball's ass because we love the show and we want it to make sense. But with that being said, I would like to say this video is about Ginyu switching bodies with Tagoma and why it's not a big deal to why he switched a body with Tagoma and was able to utilize Tagoma's power. So this is the first time I've done a video like this on this channel, and I hope it's well received. Anyway, we're going to get right into it. There's been a lot of discussion lately, a lot of questions saying how was Ginyu able to control Tagoma's body when he had so much trouble with Goku's body. And it's funny people say that because I see it a little bit differently. And this is, I'm bringing things up that were brought up in the episodes with Captain Ginyu and the body change technique. First of all, we don't know much about it. It's possible that he could just prep himself and the other person can say change. That's never been disproven. So that could be possible, that it is possible to do that. And why did he wait to this moment? Well, I'm just going to gather a guess that he wouldn't want to just take any old normal human's body. He wants power. That's kind of why he takes bodies, because they're more powerful than he is. And he saw an opportunity to work for Frieza again. So he wanted to take that opportunity because he wanted to work under Frieza. And, you know, that could go into a whole other discussion on, is Ginyu evil enough to be resurrected by the wish that was brought back to Earth after Kid Buu's destruction? That's another video entirely. But talking about this subject specifically, I don't really think this was a plot hole. There's some plot holes in this episode. Possibly, yes. Power scaling, yes. Go tanks, definitely a big plot hole. But I don't really think this is one of them, and here's why. On Namek, Captain Ginyu wanted to take Goku's body because he was stronger, yes. But at the same time, Goku's body is complex. The Saiyajin race is a complex body. I mean, he had so much hidden potential that we didn't even know about at the time. And I'm talking about, he's like a cake compared to the bodies that Ginyu usually takes, which is like a piece of, let's see, something else. Like, they are a cookie. They have some chocolate chips or some nice little sprinkles on top, and they do have a nice little texture to them, but they're one single item. Goku and other Saiyajins are like a cake. They're layered. A layered cake. Like a wedding cake, maybe. I don't know. Probably a wedding cake. He has a lot of layers. But it's like a cake. And at that point, we didn't even know the power. But this is a guy's body who can go from Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and, you know, up to a Super Saiyan God. Sorry I had to do that. But, so, Ginyu is not used to that. I think something similar may have happened if he was to take Zarbon's body, because Zarbon's body had a layer as well. He had the beauty side, and then he had the beast side. That's another story. But the thing about Ginyu taking Goku's body, he couldn't control it because it was so layered. There was so much hidden potential in that body. He didn't even know how to unleash it, because Goku didn't even know how to unleash it. Of course he didn't know how to unleash it. Now, that's my reasoning for why he was having trouble with Goku's body. But why is it that he doesn't have trouble with Ginyu Ginyu not have trouble with Tagoma's body when he switches with him? That's what you're probably asking right now, because that's what the video is about. Well, the way I see it is, Tagoma, you got to remember, Tagoma got powerful through getting beaten up to the point where his skin just developed basically a tougher exterior. So Ginyu's really just getting into a body of a stronger body in general. The power is there. I mean, there's nothing to be tapped into. The power's already there. We don't know what Tagoma is capable of, because just when he was starting to do stuff, he was hit in the nuts by Goten. So we don't even know how much latent power he was hiding in that fight. He probably was going to be able to pull it out on his own, but Ginyu could do it because it's already on the surface. The power's there. Ginyu just had to tap into it, and it wasn't hidden, so he just tapped into it, and that was it. Tagoma was a cookie. He had some chocolate chips of greatness, but all in all, he's just a cookie. He's one round item that Ginyu took over. Now, people are saying that Ginyu doesn't know how to control the body he's in when he changes. I have to disagree with that, and I do think that's proven through the series, even though it's not exactly proven. It's kind of one of those things you got to look underneath the surface for, because yes, this is in a game, so it's not necessarily quote-unquote canon, but the Dragon Ball Budokai, I think it was Budokai 3 or Budokai 2, did say that the body he is in is not his original body. While there's no proof that that is true, common sense has to make it true, because if you have a body-changing technique, chances are you've used this body-changing technique before in the past, or else you wouldn't know you have it, or you wouldn't know how to control it. So unless he changed body with somebody and then changed back just for practice, obviously he had to have changed bodies in order to learn how to do the body change technique. But another thing about that is, in the Saiyan Saga, not the Saiyan Saga, I'm sorry, in the Namek Saga, hold on, I'm going to take a sip of cola, actually just tea, Bruce Lee in the house. Yes, I'm leaving that in. But because the way Ginyu acted on Namek, he reverted to using that body change a lot. First, he used it on Goku because he saw he was stronger than he was. Then he tries to use it on Vegeta, which then Goku gets his body back through that. And then he tries to use it on Vegeta again, and he gets turned into a frog. Now, because of that scenario, he changes body so fast. Like, this is his go-to move, obviously. He's fought people before who are stronger than him. So, in my mind, I would see it as, if he is getting beaten, or if he knows that the person he's fighting is of more power than he is, he's going to switch bodies with him, no doubt about it. He doesn't even think about it, because the way he was just switching bodies here, switching bodies there, or attempting to near the end of his life cycle as a non-frog, just tells me that he does this a lot. Like, this isn't just something he does on, like, calculated measures. This is something he does when he feels like he needs to take their power. He wants them to be more, he wants them to be scared of him, I guess. He wants to be more powerful than they are, so he takes their body, gives them the weaker body, and then bada bing, bada boom, probably kills them, probably does something, and he's done. Now, you're saying, how does this relate to Tagoma being able to be controlled by Ginyu? Well, it's simple. Ginyu takes over. Before the Saiyan race, he took over cookies. Goku was a cake. And what I mean by that is, he had all the power there. Like, Tagoma is not a unique guy. He's a dude who was beat up. He's powerful. He's got tough skin. His power's already there. He's a Frieza soldier. First off, Frieza soldiers aren't impressive as in ki suppression, and they still need scouters. Even to this day, they still need scouters just to see what ki is, which is like elementary at this point to everybody else. Even Frieza didn't have a scouter this time. Like, even he picked up that, I think. I'm not sure. It's not 100%. I think he picked up the ability to read ki. But it's just, that's what I think. Tagoma is a simple being, and Captain Ginyu could take over simple beings and utilize their power. Otherwise, he wouldn't use the body change technique. It just wouldn't make sense. Why would he use the body change? Why would he use the body change technique on somebody if he knows he's not going to be able to control them? Because he didn't know he was going to not be able to control Goku, because he didn't know the power that Goku really had. But obviously he's done this before. He wouldn't have switched bodies if he knew it would make him vulnerable. So clearly Ginyu knows how to control people's bodies when he's in them, just not a complex body like Goku. So that's my reasoning for why this isn't a plot hole. Don't get me wrong, there is possible plot holes in this episode, latest episode of Dragon Ball Super. I'm not denying that. But I really don't think the Ginyu thing is a plot hole because of the reasons I said. And I'll just make it a quick little checklist now so you know that, this is what the video is about if you didn't want to watch the whole thing. It's getting pretty long anyway. Simply put, Ginyu has used the body change technique before. He has used it and it's worked. He uses it to get more powerful. He uses it to get more powerful, therefore, when he gets the body, he knows how to use it. Goku was a special situation where he had hidden potential that Ginyu was not aware of. He didn't realize that you could hide things that weren't on the surface, and Tagoma had nothing hidden. All of his attributes were there. He had a tough skin. He had strong ki. The end. That's why I think that Ginyu being able to control Tagoma's body was not a plot hole. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Should probably get an outro too.